Some say cats are mysterious, that they sit in silence, watching the world with secrets in their eyes. But then, there's your cat. The one who tilts their head when you speak, who blinks slowly as if they've heard every word, who curls up beside you after a long day, like you are the only safe place in the world. Have you ever wondered what's really happening in those quiet exchanges? What they feel when your voice fills the room? What your cat truly thinks when you talk to them? Because here's the truth. They don't need to understand words to understand you. To your cat, your voice is more than sound. It's memory, it's comfort, it's the heartbeat of their home. And tonight, in this gentle conversation, we're going to step into that secret world together, to uncover how your cat listens, how they answer, and why your simple hello or I love you means more than you'll ever know. So take a breath, settle in, because once you hear what I'm about to share, you may never look at your cat's silence the same way again. The emotional journey begins. When you talk to your cat, they don't hear words the way you and I do. They don't sit there breaking down syllables, piecing together sentences. To them, your voice is not language, it's music. Every rise, every fall, every pause in your breath, it paints an emotional picture. It's like waves on a shore, rolling gently or crashing suddenly. Your cat feels those waves long before they ever think to move. That's why you can whisper nonsense in the sweetest tone, and they'll come trotting over, tail lifted like a question mark. But if you say, I love you with a flat, heavy voice, they won't budge. Because to them, meaning isn't in the words. It's in the weather of your soul. The power of their ears. Cats are extraordinary listeners. While humans hear up to about 20,000 hertz, cats can hear over 3 times higher. They can catch the faintest hum of a light bulb, the soft squeak of a mouse in the wall, the almost invisible crackle of your footsteps on the floor. So when you speak, they don't just hear you, they absorb you. Every sigh, every little laugh, every break in your voice when the day has been hard, your cat takes it all in like a living emotional map. It's not just sound to them. It's presence. It's the living proof that their human is here. Your voice is memory. Here's the part most people don't realize. Cats remember your voice. Not just for a moment, but for years. They have something called associative memory. That means the way you sound when you come home. The tone you use when you play. The softness in your whisper before bed. All of it becomes part of their library of safety. So every time you speak with love, you're stitching another thread into their memory, tying yourself closer to the center of their little world. And that's why, when you walk into the room and say, "Hey buddy, I'm home," their ears perk up, their body stirs, because they know that voice. They know it means comfort. It means the world is safe again. Have you ever noticed how your cat reacts differently when you speak versus when a stranger does? That tiny flick of the ear, that sudden glance toward the door when it's your voice they hear? It's not coincidence. It's recognition. It's love in its quietest form. How cats answer without words. We humans are used to noise. We think conversations must be filled with words, with questions, with replies. But cats, they speak in silence. Their language is a tapestry of eyes, tails, whiskers, stillness, and presence. And if you've ever felt like your cat was ignoring you, maybe they were answering in a way you just didn't know how to hear. The blink that speaks volumes. Have you ever spoken softly to your cat, and they looked at you with half-closed eyes, then slowly blinked? That wasn't boredom. That was trust. In feline language, the slow blink is like a whispered, "I love you." It's the ultimate gesture of safety. In the wild, closing your eyes makes you vulnerable. So when your cat does it while looking at you, they're giving you the rarest gift they have. Their surrender. So next time, try answering back. Speak gently, soften your eyes, blink slowly in return. In that small, silent exchange, you're having one of the most meaningful conversations your cat will ever share with you. The body is a response. When you speak, your cat doesn't just hear, they adjust. Their ears rotate like tiny satellites, catching every ripple in your tone. Their tail might sway, a paw might twitch. Sometimes they tilt their head as if they're syncing themselves with your rhythm. This is their reply. It may not sound like words, but it's their way of saying, "I hear you. I'm with you." Presence is conversation. One of the most powerful ways a cat answers is through presence. Think about the moments when you're sad, when your voice is softer than usual, when you sit in silence longer than you normally do. Your cat might not leap onto your lap right away, but they linger closer. They curl nearby. They keep you in their quiet orbit. That's not chance. That's loyalty. That's their way of telling you, "I notice. I'm here. You matter." Have you ever had a moment where your cat came closer? Not because you called them, but because you needed them? Maybe they curled up beside you on a night you couldn't sleep. or press their head against you on a day you felt broken. Share that story in the comments. Your moment might help someone else realize that their cat has been speaking all along, just in a language made of silence. When they feel your weather. To your cat, your emotions are like weather. Your joy is sunlight. Your frustration is thunder. Your sadness is quiet rain. They don't need to understand the story behind your tears, or the reason behind your laughter. They just feel the shift in your atmosphere. That's why when voices rise in anger, even if it's not at them, they slip away hiding like birds before a storm. And when your voice softens after a long day, they come closer, curling into your space like a patch of warmth. Your mood isn't invisible to them. It's the sky they live under. The gift of stillness. When you're overwhelmed, your cat doesn't rush to fix it. They don't demand explanations. Instead, they give you what few humans ever can. Pure, wordless presence. They sit with you. Sometimes at your feet. Sometimes on your chest. Sometimes just across the room. But always near enough to remind you that you're not alone. This stillness is their love language. It's their way of saying, I don't need to change you. I just need to be with you. Silent empathy in action. There are countless stories. A woman who lost her husband, whose aloof cat suddenly began sleeping on her chest every night for months, never once leaving her alone until her grief softened. A child who struggled with anxiety, whose cat would sit on her textbooks every time the tears came, staring into her eyes until the storm passed. Cats don't console the way dogs do. They don't smother us with energy. Instead, they practice a subtler, more sacred form of empathy. Holding space. Do you ever feel like your cat knows something's wrong before you even admit it? That they arrive in silence, no questions, no noise? Just their body near yours, their breath syncing with yours, until your heart steadies again? If so, you've already spoken with your cat in the purest way possible. No words, just love. Your voice is their home. To your cat, the world can sometimes feel vast and uncertain. Strange sounds, shifting shadows, sudden movements. They all remind a cat that life is unpredictable. But then, there's you. The steady rhythm of your footsteps. The familiar melody of your voice. The one sound in the universe that always leads them back to safety. Your voice isn't just noise to them. It's home. The anchor in their memory. Even if you're away, your cat carries your voice like a lantern in the dark. It's why they run to the door when they hear it. Why they lift their head from sleep at the faintest call of their name. In their memory, your voice is tied to food, warmth, protection. But beyond that, it's tied to love. Every soft syllable, every gentle whisper, is sewn into their story of survival and belonging. And one day, when they're old and their body slows, your voice will still be the one thing that keeps them purring. Because to them, you were not just an owner. You were the constant in their ever-shifting little world. The lasting conversation. So what do cats think when you talk to them? They don't translate your words. They don't answer in sentences. Instead, they feel you. They read the music of your tone. They trust the consistency of your sound. And they reply with blinks, with presence, with a quiet gift of companionship. To them, your voice is not about information. It's about connection. It's not about teaching. It's about belonging. When you speak, they hear more than sound. They hear love, safety, and the reminder that they are not alone. Final reflection. So tonight, when you pass by your cat, don't worry about what words to say. Just speak softly. Let your voice carry the warmth of your heart. Tell them they matter not in perfect phrases, but in tone, in rhythm, in kindness. Because even if they don't understand the way humans do, in their own mysterious, beautiful language, they already understand the most important part, that you love them, that you always have, and that you always will. And maybe, just maybe, your cat doesn't need to hear the words at all. They already know.